All right, let's get into it. Today, we are cracking open the two toolkits that every single aspiring web developer needs to build a truly great career in tech. So look, you've put in the hours. You've learned JavaScript, you've built some cool projects, maybe you just graduated from a boot camp. You can code. But here's the question that probably keeps you up at night, right? Are you really job ready? Because as you're about to see, technical skill is only half the battle. And that's because building a great career isn't just about being a great coder. To really succeed, you need to master two completely different but equally important toolkits. We're talking about your hard skills and your soft skills. Okay, so let's start with the one you're probably most familiar with. This is your hard skills toolkit. Think of this as all the tools that let you actually do the job. It's the what? The official definition is pretty simple. Hard skills are the concrete, specific abilities you need to get your work done. You know, for a chef, it's knowing how to cook. For a pilot, it's flying a plane. And for a developer, well, it's writing code. These skills are tangible, and they're tied directly to the tasks you're going to be doing every day. So what's actually in this toolkit? Well, we're talking about your programming languages, your JavaScript or your Python, your frameworks like React and Node.js. It's your ability to manage a database or integrate an API. And of course, it's knowing essential tools like Git for version control. These are the things you can literally list on a resume and prove in a technical test. Now, let's switch gears and talk about that second toolkit. Because if hard skills are what you do, your soft skills are all about how you do it. This is what determines how well you can actually use all those technical skills in the real world with a real team. So, soft skills. These are your interpersonal skills, your people skills. And the key thing here is that they can be used in any job. Why? Because pretty much every job comes down to working with other human beings to get something done. These skills are all about how you communicate, collaborate, and interact to make things happen. So what's in this toolkit? Oh, the really important stuff. Communication, for starters. I mean, think about it. A brilliant piece of code is totally useless if you can't explain what it does to the rest of your team. Then there's teamwork and collaboration because amazing software is built by teams, not by lone wolves. Adaptability. This is for when a client inevitably says, hey, can we just change this one tiny thing, and upends your whole week. And maybe two of the most important and overlooked skills. Receiving constructive feedback, the ability to hear this could be better and see it as a help, not an attack. And finally, creative problem solving, for those tricky bugs that don't have a simple answer on Stack Overflow. Okay, so we've got these two very different toolkits, but how do you actually fill them up? And maybe more importantly, how do you prove to an employer that you have these skills? Because the way you learn them and the way they're measured couldn't be more different. Just look at how they're learned. On one side, you have hard skills. You learn these in a structured way, right? School, boot camps, online courses, certifications. It's objective. You take the class, you pass the test, you have the skill. But on the other side, well, you can't just go get a certificate in being a good teammate. Soft skills are built through practice, through experience, through interacting with people and messing up and learning from it over time. And that difference changes how employers measure them too. Your hard skills are easy to show off. You list them on your resume, you show them in your GitHub portfolio, you prove them in a coding challenge. But your soft skills, they're so much trickier to put on paper. An employer can only really get a feel for those during an interview when they ask you about past experiences or by, just watching how you act once you're on the job. So here's where it all comes together. The most important point is this. You can't just have one toolkit and ignore the other. To be a successful, hireable, and just plain effective developer, you absolutely need to be strong in both. They don't compete with each other. They complete each other. And honestly, this quote from our source material just says it perfectly. Both are necessary to be successful on the job. It's not about being a coder versus being a people person. It's about understanding that you have to be both to be a complete professional. Let's walk through what this actually looks like on a real project. It all starts with a soft skill. Step 1, you use communication to listen to the client and really understand their needs. Then you switch to your hard skills toolkit. You use your knowledge of code to design and build the feature they ask for. But you're not done. It's back to soft skills for the code review, where you have to give and take feedback effectively. And finally, once everyone's happy, you go back to your hard skills, your Git and deployment knowledge to actually ship the final product. See, it's a constant dance between the two at every single stage. So if you remember one thing, let it be this. A developer who writes amazing code but can't work with a team is a liability. But a developer who writes good code and can also communicate clearly, adapt to feedback, and help their teammates, that person is a superstar. At the end of the day, your code is only as powerful as your ability to communicate and collaborate. So as you keep going on your journey, take an honest look at your two toolkits. Are they balanced, or is one getting all the attention? And ask yourself, which skill in your toolkit will you sharpen next? Thanks so much for joining me.